Assalamu alaikum guys. In this video we'll talk about how to upload large file in Laravel without changing any configuration of PHP, maybe like a php.ini max upload size and so on. And if I open my terminal here and I will say php-ini, and if I see memory limit here, we'll see cat memory limit, I can see upload max file size is 10 megabytes. And if I back and select a file here to upload, for example, a small file like image, and I select upload, I get this DD, and here's my code. By the way, I say upload file controller and I dump data. But if I select another file, large file like this, right? If I say get info from here, channel, I have this video, it's about 83 megabyte, which is greater than the PHP max file upload max file size, right? So if I try to upload it, let's back and change it quickly. I select the video, upload. I will face this error, post large exception, right? Because I sent long length. So how can we solve this problem without changing this php.ini? Because if imagine you're working on file uploading systems and the user may have 100 gigabyte of files, right? So how can we solve this solution? As we know in Laravel, when we work with large number of records in database, we use chunk method, right? And the same logic we will apply for files. So we will use two packages, one for front end side and another one for back end side. The one for back end side is Laravel chunk upload. As we can see here, it's a very simple and easy to use package actually, and supports providers or front end providers like Resumable.js that we will use also here. It's very easy actually. And now let's install Resumable.js and chunk upload, right? For chunk upload, we just need to run composer require these two commands and publish to see the configuration. And on Resumable.js, actually I used the CDN URL, as we can see here, this one, this CDN, and I will mix it with Alpine also. So the first thing that I will do is I will get rid of form. I will use div, normal div, as we know, and even I will remove it completely. I don't use csrf, and I use xref here to get the value of the file, something like get element by id JavaScript, and I will use it using Alpine init. So I will say document when Alpine gets ready, I will start writing it here, and let's give it a name also, xdata. I will call it uploader, and using alpine dot data uploader also, and it's a method here to run any method that I want. So I will say alert here to make sure it works correctly. If I back and refresh, it returns alert here, right? Now I will create another method called upload, because I said here when I click on this upload button, please upload the file. So I will say upload alert will work. Refresh, click it here. If I debug here, must return object like this. If I refresh, click upload, will work. That's great. Okay, it's fine. So first thing, I want to access to the selected file from here. So I will say const file equal to this refs. It's JavaScript, by the way, file. So I refer to file because I called it file here. So imagine I say it, for example, video. So it will be video also. So I will change it to file again, dot files, and I want to access to the selected file because I will not apply it for multiple files, right? After that, we will initialize our resumable object. So I will say const resumable, and I will say new resumable here, and it takes some attributes. If we open the documentation here, let's take it copy paste. I don't need this line, and as we can see, the resumable object takes that target, which is the endpoint that we want to upload. So here in my web.php file, I have my root here to upload files. So I will say root upload. If I back and refresh, no errors. And here also I don't need it. And another option is chunk size. We can say it's by default, by the way, 1 megabyte like this. and you can change this value for maybe 5 megabyte per chunk, right? And we need to disable a feature called test chunk to disable sending request before uploading each chunk. I will set it to false, test chunks. Then I will say add files. So our add file method, I will pass the files that I selected. And also Resumable, guys, supports a lot of events on file added. For example, as we can see, so I will say, let's take it here. When we add a file, please upload it. So I will say resumable.upload method. Let's back and check, refresh. I will select file here, upload. We have a small error. If I say console.log file, refresh again, select a file. Okay, I need to fix it also. Select a file again, and works correctly. As we can see here, it returns some or tries to upload chunks here, and still getting errors. This error because we must add XCSRF token, right? So in the Resumable here, it supports also to add headers to your request, right? And we will say token, it will use CSRF underscore token method. So if I refresh and I will select the file again, upload, it works correctly. So currently we set up our front end side. Now let's move to back end, and inside our upload file controller, I will use the Laravel chunk. So I will say receiver will be new file receiver from our package. And as you can see here, it takes 3 parameters. The first one is the file or the chunk. The second one is the full request. The third one is the handler class that's implemented by the package. So I will say here, the first one here, if we back to DT, I will say our file is this file. So I will say request file, right? And the request will be request itself. And then the handler class, because we use Resumable JS package, I will say Resumable JS upload handler class. Now we initialized our receiver. Now it's time to save it. So I will say save for receiver and receive the chunks, and then handle it, save handler, and return a beautiful message here, JSON or response JSON for progress. We can have a method also called here, or for handler, let's handle it, handler. We can say handler progress percentage done for our progress, right? Let's remove S from here. If I refresh again and select a file, click upload, as you can see, it's done, right? If I see my response, works perfectly, right, until 100%. So where is our file right now? If we open it here inside storage, let's open it, storage, our app, and as we can see, chunks, and now it's saved as .part file, as we can see, but it's a video, right? Now let's say after all chunks were uploaded, we need to rename our file, right? So I will say if save is finished, completely finished, we will get our file here. Our file will be using a method save get file, and as we can see, get file returns uploaded file from Laravel, like request file, new file name equal to file hash name. And if we die and dump this after finish, new file name, let's see, upload it again, and it returns the file, random file name generated by Laravel, plus here's the file extension, which is MP4, right? The original extension for security. So now our last step is renaming the file to get the extension also. And I will say using file, we will use file here, we will use move to rename the file. I will say, because it's saved in chunks here, I will say storage path saved here, and using app/chunks please rename it to the new file name. Now let's back and re-upload it. Refresh, select the same video, upload successfully, and now it's saved in .mp4. If we open it, it will work fine also, right? As we can see. Let's try it with a larger file. It's about 200 megabyte. If I select it to upload and send, as we can see, uploaded successfully. Open our file here. This one, I think. Let's open it from Finder instead of VS Code, and works fine also, right? The middleware video. So here's quickly how to upload large files without changing php.ini file or any other settings continuously. If you found it useful, support me by clicking on like, share, and subscribe. See you next video.